In my last video, I did a tier list on some of Roblox's most significant and least significant dead features that they've ever put out on the platform, and that are no longer a feature nowadays. So if you haven't watched that video, I would advise you to watch that video first before watching this one, because as the title suggests, this is literally part 2 of the series. So without further ado, let's jump straight back into the tier list. Alright, continuing with our list, our next entry into the list is build mode. Okay, personally, I didn't really use build mode that much because this feature was removed in 2016, and 2016 was also the same year where I really dedicated myself to being a Roblox developer, because from when I joined Roblox all the way until 2016, I just enjoyed playing the games on the platform. But when 2016 came around, that's when they removed build mode, and that's when I really started to figure out how to become a Roblox developer and create my own games and have fun creating those games. So that's why I didn't really get the opportunity to use build mode that much, but I definitely remember this being a feature around the platform when it was a thing. Build mode, essentially, it was just tools that Roblox created that are also used in popular Roblox games, like Welcome to Roblox Building and Build to Survive the Zombies. These were build tools, the same build tools that were provided to Roblox players if they decided to do build mode in their own game. And you could just build whatever you wanted, like a sandbox mode. So I guess if you wanted to spark your creativity with Roblox, build mode was cool as a sandbox mode, without having to learn the technical sides of being a Roblox developer, or learning how to script, or learning how to manage your own game, and things like that. But it kind of just feels like this can be its own game. Like let's say this is a game that was uploaded to the official Roblox account, like Welcome to Roblox Building. Like, it could have just been its own game, but it didn't have to be a feature for every single Roblox game. For every single Roblox game, I feel like you can be more creative in terms of what kind of game you want to make, but build mode I feel like was a really restrictive feature because this was specifically designed to be a sandbox feature for every single Roblox game. And since Roblox has shifted its priorities away from being like this creative building kind of platform, I think this feature wouldn't really work nowadays, and I kind of understand why they had to get rid of this feature. With this feature, I think I'm gonna give it a C tier. As a feature, when it came out, it was an alright feature. I didn't really have that many personal experiences using this build mode feature, and you can still build in Roblox Studio. It's just not the same kind of sandbox mode that build mode offered, and so that's why I think build mode wouldn't really be that great of a feature if it was still around. And even back when it was popular, I think it was pretty cool, but I think there was too many things that were restrictive about it that didn't make it an overall incredible feature. Alright, next one. Ah, yes. Egg hunts. Okay, well, I'm just gonna say it's automatically an S tier. Egg hunts, man. I've had so many memories with egg hunts. My first time I've experienced the egg hunt tradition was in 2016. It was a pretty fun event because I played it with one of my IRL friends, and we had so many memories just going through the big map of the egg hunt that was taking place in 2016. Just going around collecting eggs, doing quests, doing objectives, and wearing these eggs on our outfits. And at the time when I did the 2016 egg hunt, that was honestly one of the most impactful moments that I've had during my time in Roblox. It was just so much fun. And ever since that egg hunt, I've been participating in every single one until Roblox eventually removed it. And not to mention, I have a very long history with egg hunts, since it was one of the primary sources of videos that I created on my channel when I used to make tutorial videos based on Roblox events. Like during the Egg Hunt 2017, I made like 40 videos because I thought, what if I made a video for every single egg in the Egg Hunt? Because with these egg hunts, there are a lot of eggs, and every single year, Roblox would keep adding on to the egg count, with eggs that were very hard to obtain, and with ones that were very easy to obtain, and it allowed the community to create outfits that match these eggs. And similar to Giftsplosion, it was just an incredible tradition event that really brought the community together to make lasting memories and be rewarded with prizes for doing so. And that really speaks about this S tier category, with features that was able to make the most impact in the community, with the most fun, the most lasting, and also the most impactful memories imaginable. It's these events that I really love. It's these features that I wish Roblox have more of. But with how scaled the community is nowadays, reaching about like hundreds of millions of active users every single month, I guess Roblox just doesn't really care enough, or just doesn't have enough resources, or just thinks that the community is too large to be able to have these sorts of events nowadays. I just really wish Roblox brought this back. I know in like 2019, 2020, it was just a server hop from like 30 different games, with one game going to the next with an egg in each one of these events. It was kind of bad. Like, I would say egg hunts peaked at the 2018 one, when it was developed by a small team and it was all taking place inside of one game with different worlds in them. I thought that was the best egg hunt Roblox has ever made, and they haven't been able to create an egg hunt that was better than that, with 2019 and 2020 being a thing, and then eventually Roblox removing egg hunts. I really wish Roblox brought this back. Back when egg hunts were a thing, I thought these were one of the best features Roblox had. It was one of the best things to look forward to when Easter time came around. And I definitely think if Roblox had egg hunts today, I would still enjoy them a lot. And I wish this is a thing Roblox can still do. So that's really all I have to say about egg hunts. It's no doubt an S tier. Moving on. Okay, so we just talked about a big feature, but now we're about to talk about another big feature, Builders Club, which, as you know, it was Roblox's previous membership, and I actually have a short that's part of my Dead Features series that I'm currently working on right now, and it will come out soon. But for all you need to know about Builders Club is that it used to be Roblox's previous membership, because obviously now you have Premium, which is the more modernized version of it. But for the longest time, ever since 2007 to 2015, or 16 or 17, I don't exactly remember when Builders Club was removed, but it was definitely very impactful. So over the years, Roblox has been adding on more and more features to make this membership worth it. When it started off, it was pretty solid. It had a bunch of features that seemed worth it, and over the years, Roblox has continued to add more value to Builders Club to make Builders Club worth your money. But then there was a period where Roblox started to slowly remove more and more features that just made Builders Club not worth it anymore. Because I think there was a period where Roblox removed the ability to create Builders Club only places, and then there was the ability to create personalized servers, but you were just not allowed to do that anymore because Roblox implemented VIP servers. And I think there were other things alongside that as well that I don't exactly remember off the top of my head, but all I know is Roblox, there was a period where they just started removing more and more features that just made the value of Builders Club way less than it should have been. And I remember right before Roblox removed Builders Club, there was only like, I don't know, 4 features left when there used to be like 10 or 15, which by that point, it's just not worth your money anymore. So it was kind of a dead subscription service that I feel like either needed some sort of change for more features or just a replacement for it. And that's what Roblox did. They did the latter, which was make a replacement. So I would say when it was at its peak in terms of features, it was definitely worth your money. But now it's replaced by their premium subscription, which, as you know, it's still here today, but I don't really have comments about it since I just think it's a pretty solid subscription service for what it's worth. So with that being said, I think Builders Club was definitely a great feature when it was at its peak. And with the replacement of Premium, I think that was a good move on their end to make it more modern. So, and it was to make it less confusing to the general consumer market as well. So I think that was a great move on Roblox's end. So I'm gonna give Builders Club an A tier. I think it's pretty well deserved on the A tier spot. So that's what I'm gonna say about it. Okay, so the next one on our list is developer catalog sets. You might be kind of confused what this is exactly based on the name alone or whether you knew about this feature or not, but essentially all it was that it was basically a collection of models or any sort of assets that you can think of, and it was all inside of like the set. It's like a collection of different things. Like, for example, a collection of models, a collection of audio sounds, a collection of music. Or no, that's the same thing as audio, but you kind of get what I'm saying here. So I remember this feature existing for a brief amount of time before Roblox just decided to remove it. I remember back when I was a beginner developer, I remember there was like this one face pack that a developer made, and I used it for one of my games because it had a lot of NPCs in it. And other than that, that's like pretty much all my experiences with the developer catalog sets when it was a feature. It's a very minor feature that I don't think really matters that much whether Roblox has it or not, so I'll just put it in the C tier since it's not very significant, and if they had a feature like this in the future, it's kind of just whatever. It doesn't really matter too much. So there you go. Okay. Alright, we're about to hit the biggest dead feature Roblox has removed by far. Tickets. So this is definitely one of the biggest features Roblox removed, and it was also the most noticeable one by the community as well, because of how long ago this was announced before it was actually removed, and how big of a deal Roblox made it when it was removed. So, to explain, tickets were Roblox's secondary currency. You know, how you have Robux as your primary currency. Tickets used to be another currency, but this was the secondary currency that all Roblox users had. And this acted as a sort of free currency that all users were able to obtain. You were able to log in on Roblox and you would get 10 tickets for every single time you logged into Roblox. Whenever you created a game, you would get 1 ticket for every single visit that a player joined your game. You can imagine how overpowering that is. Like, let's say you get 10,000 visits in your Roblox game. You get 10,000 tickets just from every visit that from a player who plays your game. Tickets were a really overpowering currency back when it was still around. And you were even able to convert tickets into Robux, and you were able to do the same thing around with Robux back into tickets. So there was like this conversion rate between tickets and Robux based on how much the market valued it. And I remember I was pretty mad initially when Roblox did remove this feature because I was like, this was such a dumb move on Roblox. I don't know why they decided to do this. But reflecting on it now, like 7 years later, I kind of understand why. I really understand why Roblox removed this, because Roblox was an ever-growing platform, and now that Roblox achieves like hundreds of millions of billions of players every single month, I can only imagine how out of proportion the market would be because of how exploitative tickets used to be. And if Roblox didn't remove tickets, then the economy would just be destroyed. Like, there would be no economy. All currency would be basically useless. So I can only imagine if like these billions of users joined Roblox every day to get 10 tickets, and considering nowadays how many visits games get, to like hundreds of millions to even billions, if all of those were converted into tickets alone for every visit, developers would be swimming in their success just by making clickbait kinds of games that offer no value when you actually join in on the games. Like, clickbait was such a big problem with Roblox games back in the day because all it took was just to join a game that looked very appealing, and then when you joined the game wasn't even that great because the developer just wanted to bait the player into joining the game, so it wasn't even that great. Now, I'm no different because I remember back in the day, I made alt accounts, and basically what I did was I kept joining a game that was created on my main account so that I would get like 1 ticket per visit so that I could save up for something like, I don't know, like some sort of hat in the catalog that I really wanted. But I mean, there was just something about it that was honestly really fun, just like messing around with the tickets system, because making currency was just so easy. And I liked the idea of just like working towards getting currency based on just, I don't know, creating a game, having people play your game, and be rewarded for it or compensated for it. I thought that was pretty fun. When tickets were a feature, it was one of Roblox's most impactful features. And to see it removed, I can understand why Roblox removed it nowadays, but people love to reflect on tickets for what it was, because it's a feature that was inescapable. It was a feature that every single Roblox user had experienced. With that being said, I want to give it an S tier, much like guests, but I just don't think tickets would be a great feature nowadays. Like, tickets would ruin Roblox's economy. It would be a terrible feature to have if Roblox kept it around. Like, I truly understand the reason why Roblox removed tickets, but it was just upsetting to see this go. It was an amazing feature when it came out, but yes, it did have a couple problems with like exploitation, and if this was still around today, it would be really terrible. So that's why I'm not going to give it an S, but I will give it an A tier. I think this was a pretty good feature when it was around, and I still think it wouldn't be a great feature if it was still around today. So I think the appropriate spot would be putting it at A tier. So that's all I have to say about tickets. It was a really great feature. It was one of the most impactful features that Roblox had to offer on their platform, and I can understand why Roblox removed it. The next one on our list is clans. Okay, so I saw the appeal of clans when this was a feature, but I don't think it really mattered if Roblox had this feature or not. So essentially what clans are is that it was basically like a competitive feature that allowed groups of individuals or players to accumulate their player points and show their rankings of like their skill in like a specific Roblox game. Player points used to be some sort of a skill attribute or counter. I don't know the best way to describe it, but player points essentially showed how good you were at a game based on like how much time you've spent in a game or like how many points you had in a game. And basically clans are if you had a group of people, if you had a group of players accumulating these points and ranking them on a leaderboard for each Roblox game that you played. It showed the skills that a certain group had in a game. And I think it added a great competitive aspect to the games that players were playing. But I mean, nowadays, games generally have their own sorts of competitive global leaderboards features in their own games. So for Roblox to have their own built-in feature for every Roblox game seemed kind of unnecessary because not all Roblox games were competitive. So it seemed kind of unreasonable to have these built in for every single Roblox game. So it was a pretty cool feature. I don't think it really matters too much whether this feature exists. So I'm just gonna put it at B tier because I think it was useful. But I don't think it matters that much whether it's a feature in modern day Roblox or not, because developers can create their own sorts of competitiveness to it. Next up we have, what is this? Okay, wait. Okay, it's the old click to move. So essentially, okay, so if you play modern day Roblox and for some weird reason, if you play Roblox using click to move, then I don't know why you do that. I don't know anybody personally who uses click to move, but if you do use click to move, you basically know what it is. It's where it's a movement type where you have your mouse, and if you click on a specific area on the map with your character will automatically move to that specific spot from where your mouse clicked. This was essentially the same thing, but this was the old version of the Roblox click to move. And this definitely made it more RPG-like, I think. And this definitely added some sort of adaptability mechanic. And this definitely added some familiarity or compatibility with a lot of people who preferred having a click to move in order to move around. But personally for me, I never used this thing. I just used WASD like everybody does with a keyboard, because back when I joined, Roblox was only on PC. It was not on mobile, it was not on Xbox or anything like that. So I just used the good old WASD and mouse, keyboard and mouse. So I personally never used this feature. I think a lot of people have used this feature, but for me personally, I would probably put this at D tier just because the old click to move is a feature that I never really used, and even nowadays I don't even use their new click to move feature. So I don't think there's any more I need to say about the old click to move feature. I just never really used it, and I never really found a purpose of using it, other than times when you're in an obby and it showed you like one of those invisible levels where it was an invisible path you had to follow, and your mouse would be able to reveal certain parts of the course to know where to go. That was the only use I found out of it. But other than that, I don't think this serves no purpose, so that's why I'm gonna put it in the D tier. And Roblox has their new click to move, but I don't know anybody that uses it, so that's why I'll put it at D. Okay, next up we have the old Roblox player sound effects. If you don't know what I'm talking about, essentially, I'm talking about the sounds of like when your character jumps, when your character walks, when your character runs, when your character swims, when your character climbs. Like it's like the player sound effects is what I'm talking about. So I don't know why I thought this was such a big thing, or why this was such a big deal when Roblox removed it. It was like some weird like ASMR thing that I just really liked about the old Roblox sound effects. People nowadays would think the old sound effects was kind of creepy and they're used to the new sound effects. And yes, nowadays for me, when I play Roblox games, I don't really have sound on loud enough for me to even hear the player sound effects. But back in the day, I usually had my sound on, and I would love to hear my character just walk and the way my character jumped. Like, it's kind of weird, but it's like, it's kind of just an indispensable thing that old Roblox needed to have. Like, the old death sound effect, the way the characters ran, the way the characters jump. I use those sound effects in my videos and my shorts. Like, I just love these old sound effects. And this might just be me sounding crazy, but I made it such a big deal when Roblox changed the sound effects. I don't know why I did. Realistically, I don't think it really matters that much, but to me it matters a lot. I get why Roblox changed it. It was to modernize the platform as Roblox was evolving in 2014 or 2015. So, for them to change it, I can understand why they do it. Nowadays, I don't really care about it. So, I think I'm going to put this feature in the C tier just because of how insignificant this feature actually is. I don't think people really cared about it as much as I did. So that's why I'm gonna put it at C tier. Okay, so next on our list, we have trade currency, which I talked about this briefly when I was going over tickets, where essentially this allowed you to trade your tickets into Robux, or if you wanted to trade Robux back into tickets. It was an exchange of currency if you wanted to get tickets for something, or if you wanted to get Robux for something. I thought it was a cool feature alongside with tickets, and I definitely remember that this was also very exploitative. This was also partly why tickets were exploitative, because I can't really talk about this in great detail because I don't exactly remember how this worked, but essentially Roblox had a market of knowing when to trade your currency from tickets to Robux and then waiting a specific amount of time until you converted Robux back into tickets, and you would actually gain more of that currency. This was also another exploitative tactic to gain more tickets than you normally would have. I just thought that was pretty interesting. But of course, Roblox didn't really like that. And this was another reason why Roblox removed tickets. It was because of the exploitative nature of trade currency. So for this feature, I think I'm gonna put it at B tier, right under A tier. So that's pretty much it. Next up, we have the old filter or game genres. Sorry, is what I meant to say. So I know people have made this a very big deal, and I know this has been a problem with Roblox for a very long time, which was discoverability on the games page. But honestly, for me, whenever we had these old game genres, like you had fighting, you had medieval or western or things like that, or sci-fi, I didn't really care about these kinds of game genres in particular. Like nowadays we have tycoons, we have obbies, we have clicker simulators, we have ones that are more generally catered to what actual game genres on Roblox that the community is familiar with. Not western or sci-fi or medieval. I think these are too broad. This might just be me, but I think the way Roblox handled game genres back in the day weren't really that effective, because when I made games, which obviously I didn't really make that many games back when this feature was around, but I just usually set it to all. I didn't really care specifically about the game genres that Roblox allowed me to pick for my game. I think the game genres back then were a bit too broad, and I don't think people ever really used it that much. And they were kind of inaccurate. I didn't really care whether something was sci-fi or whether something was medieval. I care more about whether I'm playing a tycoon, or if I'm playing an obby, or if I'm playing a cart ride. That makes sense, and Roblox did add that. But back then, with medieval or sci-fi or western, I don't care about that. So that's why I think I'm gonna put this feature at D tier, because I like the idea of having game genres, but not these kinds of genres. So that's why I think it's D tier. Okay, at last, this is the last one I'm gonna do on this list, and it's going to be the forums on Roblox. The forums is kind of self-explanatory. It used to be a page where players across the entire website could create community posts talking about anything related to Roblox or not related to Roblox. And users could also reply to these posts that people have created, whether they want help on game developing, or whether they wanted to talk about anything off topic, or if they wanted to play a game together, or anything like that. I think for its time, it was a pretty alright feature. It was a way for Roblox's small community to connect together. It was a great way for people to find similar interests with one another. I thought that was pretty cool. But with how modernized Roblox is nowadays, they have a Discord server, they have a Twitter, they have an Instagram, they have all these social media platforms that allow you to connect with other Roblox players. So, and also another thing is, the Roblox forums was horribly moderated. It was not moderated at the slightest, and people who were generally pretty good in the forums were treated harshly. For people who were very malicious on the forums were not moderated at all. And so this just led to so many problems with the forums just being unmonitored, and also with the forums being super toxic. It was a very toxic part of the website that I think I understand why Roblox removed it, and it just led to so many issues with it. I personally did not involve myself in the Roblox forums that much, so I can't really speak too much about it. But I think for something like the forums, I think this is a feature that it was pretty cool. That for a feature, I thought it was an alright feature when it came out. And if Roblox decided to have a forums feature today, I don't think I would have that much of a problem with it if Roblox heavily monitored this feature. So we wouldn't have a super toxic community with it, and all of the bad posts on it would be moderated as appropriated, and people who just want to have a fun time just talking amongst one another with community posts. I think it would be a pretty alright feature if Roblox executes it properly. But I can understand why Roblox removed the forums, so that's why I'm gonna put it right in the middle at B tier. I don't think it would be an amazing feature to have if Roblox added it, but if they did add it, I would love them to add it properly without any issues. And when Roblox forums used to be a thing, I thought it was pretty cool to bring the small community that it was together to talk about similar interests. I thought that was pretty cool. So that's what I have to say about the forums. Alright, this is my full tier list. You can disagree with me with some of the things that I put on this list, but I generally think this is a pretty accurate list based on my experiences on the platform with some of the most notable and non-notable features that Roblox has had to offer. Now, of course, there are some features that I am missing out on. I might do a part 3 on this in the future, but I think generally I've gotten over some of the biggest features that Roblox has to offer in terms of dead features. So I may make more videos on this in the future, but as it stands, this is where I'm gonna end the Roblox Dead Features tier list series. So this was pretty fun to make. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.